The KOTOR Remake just got an update from developers saying it is still in active development. They are working on the game right now. In this KOTOR Remake news update video, I will be sharing with you everything that just came out about it in the last few moments. Before we do get into this breaking news, make sure you do subscribe to this channel so you won't miss any future Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic Remake news updates. So in yet another turn of events, the KOTOR Remake is still in active development according to a couple of people working on the game. But let's quickly recap the absolutely insane events over the last few days before getting to the positive news. Firstly, Embracer, who own the developers working on this game, released an updated release schedule that featured the KOTOR Remake as an upcoming game. In that very same morning, Embracer's CEO responded to my question about the KOTOR Remake. He said, "I've noticed anything I say to this becomes a headline, so that is my only comment." Well, that became a headline and started this whole thing that's been going on. Journalist Jeff Grubb spoke with sources on the matter, and he said that the KOTOR Remake is not being worked on in any way at any studio. Sony seemed to not want anything to do with it. Yesterday, Jeff clarified his comments by saying his sources come from PlayStation, and Sony is wanting to be done with it. It feels like it cannot happen without a partner like Sony. Sony seem to be out. The reality is, maybe someone somewhere is imagining it could happen, and someone could be working on it. I don't know that far. I don't know what's happening inside Embracer. I think if Embracer can find someone, maybe it can still happen. He also specifically means find someone in terms of funding to fund the project, as Embracer aren't in the position to be able to do that at this moment in time. Then today, another reporter, Jason Schreier, revealed the game is still being worked on. In a post on Reset Era, Jason said, "Is it alive? And will it ever come out?" are two very different questions. The third is, if it does ever come out, what will it actually look like? That said, I've talked to two people at Saber who both say they are still currently working on it, so I don't believe that the comment that it isn't being worked on in any way right now is true. So that goes against the claims that this game is not being worked on right now in any form. Two people told Jason they are literally working on it as of today. He also said on Twitter he can't say whether the KOTOR Remake will ever actually come out, but yes, two people from Saber Interactive tell me they are still on it, despite rumours that no one is working on the game. Saber took the project over from Aspyr last year, as Bloomberg reported then. In case you don't know who Jason is, he's a big reporter within the games industry that gets information out about delays and issues behind the scenes and is very credible. He is the one who reported last summer that this game at Aspyr had issues and was moving to Saber Interactive. More recently, he broke the news that the GTA 6 trailer would be coming out in December and an announcement for when it would be coming. I run a big GTA website, and we were told the same thing before Jason actually publicly said anything. Later that day, Rockstar came out and announced that the GTA 6 trailer would be coming out next month. That's just one of his pieces of reporting that does line up as being real. Going back to KOTOR and how bad the gameplay is that some people have been saying, well, Jason actually responded to someone talking about this. He explained that the demo wasn't egregiously bad or anything like that. The bigger issue was misalignment between all the parties about scope and how much progress they could make within a given timeline. Simply put, when Aspyr showed off a gameplay demo they were pretty happy with to PlayStation as well as Lucasfilm and Disney, the three other parties couldn't quite come to an agreement on what they wanted out of this. Now it sounds like PlayStation want to get out of this situation. It was supposed to be a timed exclusive. They were funding this in some way. I really do hope that someone can come in and fund this damn game. Someone needs to do it because there are just so many people that have been wanting this for so long. You can't keep all of these people upset. In response to Jason's reporting, a former developer who wrote for the game at Aspyr said, "If even a single line of mine survives in all of this and it ends up coming out, I'll call it a massive win. All I can say is that I worked on it for a bit when Aspyr had it. Other than that, all NDA fun. It's still nice to hear from someone who actually did work on the project, even if they can't say anything. As I said in my previous video, there will be way more factors in play regarding this situation than we know about, and Embracer just need this game to happen. They are desperate, they need the money. Whilst it is not cancelled, it's not in a great place either. That being said, the game is still being worked on, despite what some people have been talking about. Lucasfilm really want this game to release, and that's probably the reason why it's also not being given up yet as well. They really just want to get this out because they believe it's the right thing to do. This is a project that they've wanted for so long and fans have wanted for so long. Having this cancelled would be a real big mark against them. Going back to issues with Embracer though, is they should just be more forthcoming about what's going on. I understand it's a very difficult development cycle going on here, but they should just come out and say and not leave it up to speculation, up to rumours, potential sources going through journalists to talk about things. If they were just upfront and said, this is the state of the game, and this is what we are doing to try and fix and resolve these issues, it would do much better for the game, and the level of clarity and openness would be appreciated. The reason why they are not doing this is it's a publicly traded company, so talking about development issues goes against them. Investors don't want to hear about that. They just want to hear if the game is coming out or not. And on top of that, they have to deal with Lucasfilm and Disney with approvals and things like that. They may think it looks bad on them if the game's having issues, but again, I just personally think, and I think I could speak for a lot of other KOTOR fans, that just coming out and saying the truth would be far better than leaving it up to speculation and imagination. I also don't blame KOTOR fans that have just completely given up by now, because it's been a tough week. So much back and forth, and this is just in the last few days. Over the past few months, we've heard some things that haven't really been true necessarily, but it's been silence for 2 years effectively. Outside of what the Embracer CEO has said, they announced the game in 2021, over 2 years ago, with a CGI trailer and essentially heard nothing since then. Honesty would go a long way. Just say something, give us something, and then prove it when you have something to show for it, like a gameplay trailer, because fans have very little faith in this right now, despite what Jason may have said. I've already seen people say that they don't believe it, despite Jason being a reputable journalist and supposedly these comments coming from people actually working on the game itself. Please let me know down in the comment section below your thoughts on anything I've talked about in this video. If you did enjoy this video and learn something new, please do drop a like, subscribe so you don't miss any future videos on this remake, and if you did miss any of my previous videos, click on the playlist on the screen right now, and I shall see you in my next video. Goodbye.